Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP, and today's the 28th of November 2023, and the global cryptocurrency market, guys, has actually gone down by roughly around $10 to $15 billion, and as of today, it stands at $1.39 trillion. So in today's episode, we'll definitely have a deep dive into that. But what is going on, guys, in the cryptocurrency world is that the fear and greed index is staying steady at 71. And this number 71 does actually indicate that there is greed in the market, so there is a very high possibility that over the next coming days and weeks, probably even the next coming months, people will be trying to go ahead and accumulate quite a lot of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. As a matter of fact, guys, in today's episode, we have some massive record-breaking information regarding Bitcoin. Now mind you guys, this information is a record-breaking in terms of inactivity, which just means that Bitcoin holders are not trying to utilize the Bitcoin, neither are they using it to buy and sell Bitcoin, rather they're using it to HODL, that is hold on to dear life. So definitely positive news, I guess, but my big question is, will this change once we get some news regarding Bitcoin Spot ETF? Because once we get some news regarding Bitcoin Spot ETF, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will definitely be heading towards the moon. And at that point of time, I'm pretty much sure a lot of them will have strong intention to go ahead and sell a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, apart from Bitcoin, guys, we also have some another record, and that is to do with Ethereum, and it has more to do with the number of new accounts. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now look, guys, since the last few months, there's massive news surrounding Bitcoin Spot ETF and Grayscale. They have gone ahead and amended the Bitcoin Spot ETF, so we'll very briefly touch base on that. Now look, guys, when they've gone ahead and amended the Bitcoin Spot ETF, and if they've gone ahead and submitted it, looks like the procedure starts all over once again, and the US Security and Exchange Commission will start the application from start, so we also need to bear that thing in mind. And finally, guys, we have some news regarding OKX Exchange, and they are launching their services in Brazil, so we'll definitely go and discuss that, because the news regarding OK Exchange also surrounds across wallet services in Brazil, so definitely positive news, I guess. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, I'm going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is regarding crypto hedge firm 9 Blocks, and they have snagged Dubai Digital Asset License. And guys, if I'm not mistaken, the CEO and founder of 9 Blocks, he used to work for PwC, but now has decided to start his own hedge fund. So we'll definitely go and discuss that. And the second news, guys, is to do with gaming industry. And Farcano, which is UAE's leading gaming studio, has received strategic investment from Amnico Brands. So definitely positive news. And look, guys, so far as Sandbox is concerned, they're definitely under Amnico Brands as well. And since the last few days, guys, I'm seeing quite a lot of news regarding Sandbox. So it looks like some positive development so far as Sandbox is concerned as well. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. So let's get started with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee a Day has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee a Day. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee a Day, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media Guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Spartan Race, the world's premier obstacle course racing company, returns to the land of Gazelle at Al Wadba in Abu Dhabi, and this time, guys, is going to be the 3rd year where the World Championship event is taking place in the Middle East. And Spartan, guys, is a global fitness brand with a 10 million strong community, and they create transformational events, experiences, product and content to help people, companies and teams tear down boundaries and expand what they believe to be possible. From day one, nearly 2 decades ago, they've been champions of human transformation, and they help people get outside and eat healthy and develop habits that lead to a life of constant progress. And with a family of brands, they push people from every corner of the globe outside the comfort zones and immerse them in the world of top fitness and elite sport. And they do this, guys, because when you can face and overcome adversity head on, your potential is limitless. And guys, the Spartan World Championship takes place between the 8th till the 10th of December, where thousands of athletes and spectators will gather at the metropolis in the desert to compete for Spartan immortality. This is a unique opportunity to watch the world's best obstacle course race athletes compete for World Championship and have your group conquer these obstacles themselves. Now listen, guys, there are 3 events taking place, and this time there's also a 3K World Championship event, which is an invite only. There's Spartan Beast, which is a 21K World Championship event, so you definitely need to check it out. And look, guys, if you do want to take part in it, there is Open Heat as well, where you have 5K, which is a sprint event that takes place at night at 5:30 p.m. with headlights on. Imagine, guys, doing this obstacle course race with your headlamp on in the middle of the desert. It's going to be absolutely wild and beautiful, isn't it? And guys, listen, you can also do a trifecta event. That is another 5K event called a sprint, a 10K event called a super, and Beast 21 kilometers. So for further information, guys, look in the show notes below, and hopefully I get to see you there. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI.
Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, as of now, guys, the global cryptocurrency market is at $1.39 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 2.71%. If you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is staying steady at $51.81 billion, and since the last 24 hours, it is up by 33.60%. And guys, listen, I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days there's going to be drastic movement either in a positive direction or in a negative direction so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned. And you also need to remember, around the 2nd and the 3rd of December, Jerome Powell will go ahead and make a decision on whether to go ahead and increase the interest rate hike or not. Then look, guys, the FOMC meeting, that is, the inflation numbers definitely look good, but that does not mean that Jerome Powell will not be increasing the interest rate hike. And around the 2nd or 3rd of December, I'm pretty much sure a lot of the whales, both in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other shitcoins, will definitely go ahead and try to manipulate the market. We definitely need to go ahead and bear all these things in mind. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the volume of DeFi, because the volume of DeFi, guys, has crossed the $5 billion mark. And to be honest, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this would be the very first time in 2023 the volume in DeFi has actually crossed the $5 billion mark, because as of now, it is at $5.09 billion. Now, mind you, guys, in 2020, 2021, and 2022, on an average given day, the total volume in DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $8 to $14 billion mark. But in 2023, the numbers were absolutely devastating. But looks like the last 24 hours definitely seems to be promising in the world of DeFi. Now, the total value logged is still below the $50 billion mark. It is at $46.20 billion. And DeFi, guys, accounts for 9.82% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And so far as the total value locked is concerned, Lido is still dominating with $18.80 billion, and decentralized to centralized exchange, guys, as of today is 22.67%. Now pay attention to this number, guys. Tomorrow, that is on Wednesday, 29th of November, for some odd reason, the number drastically changes. Decentralized to centralized exchange volume picks up pace, and it's needless to say, because of that, the volume of decentralized exchanges for some odd reason increases on Wednesday. I really am not sure what notorious activity is going on in the world of decentralized exchanges. Now let's quickly run through the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges. The number one is no surprise is Uniswap, and its volume is $918.19 million. I wouldn't be surprised, guys, by tomorrow if the volume crosses the $1.5 billion mark. We'll just have to wait and see. Now the number second is PancakeSwap, and its volume is $270.48 million. Third one is Thorchain at $113.07 million. The fourth one, guys, is Vertex Protocol at $112.11 million. And finally, guys, Lighter at $107.59 million. Now, guys, let's quickly run through the volume of stablecoins. And as of today, guys, it is at $48.38 billion. And stablecoins, guys, is accounting for 93.31% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, track this number as and when Jerome Powell tends to go live and gives his stance on interest rate hike. I'm pretty much sure, guys, this number would definitely increase and probably touch the $70 billion mark. Now, as of today, 28th of November, Tether USDT is definitely leading the packs of our stablecoins is concerned, and it is at $38.48 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $4.83 billion, and finally, guys, Binance BUSD at $444 million. Now, let's quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, look, guys, one trend which I've been observing, particularly since the last 3 weeks, is that the 24-hour trading volume of Ethereum is getting closer to that of 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin. Previously, guys, it used to be 1/3, but now it is almost 50% of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. Today, it is actually more than 50% as well, because Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $19.2 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $10.5 billion. And later on, guys, we'll definitely go and discuss the record-breaking activity both in Bitcoin and Ethereum. But before that, let's run through the market cap of Bitcoin, because unfortunately, guys, it has actually gone down. And as of today, it is at $723.5 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $242.1 billion. If you look at the dominance, guys, surprisingly, of Bitcoin, it has actually gone up, and it is at 51.70%, and Ethereum is at 17.20%. Now, in today's episode, guys, let me quickly run through the market cap of smart contracting platform. And the number one is no surprise, it is Ethereum at $424 billion, and the price of Ethereum, guys, is $2,122. And I'll just read through the price once again when we look at the king of all kings. Now, the number seconds of our smart contracting platform is concerned is Binance BNB Chain, and its market cap is $34.16 billion, and the price of Binance BNB is $225. Now, the third one, guys, is surprisingly Solana, and it has definitely overtaken Cardano by a very massive margin, almost double. And I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days if Solana's market cap is almost double of that of Cardano's market cap. Now, as of now, it is at $23.09 billion, and the price of Solana or Sol is $54.70. The fourth one, guys, is Cardano at $13.20 billion, and the price of Cardano or ADA is 0.375 cents. The number 5th smart contracting platform so far as market cap is concerned is Tron Blockchain, and its market cap is $9.08 billion. And if you look at the price of Tron, it is 0.102 cents. Now, look, guys, you always need to factor into consideration that when you're talking about Tether USDT, majority of the transactions are actually done on Tron blockchain. Now, guys, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, let me run through a protocol called as Just, and the ticker symbol, guys, for Just is JST. Essentially, guys, Just is a decentralized platform built on Tron blockchain, and they're aiming to provide a wide range of financial services in a decentralized manner. So let me just highlight some of the key points, because they have something called as Just Stable. So Just Stable is the flagship product of Just and operates as a decentralized stablecoin platform, and the platform uses two main tokens, that is USDG, which is a stablecoin pegged to the US dollar, and also Just token, that is JST, which is the governance token. So users can obtain USDJ by depositing collateral in the form of supported tokens such as Tron's TRX and minting USDJ against the collateral. And they also have something called as Just Lend, and Just Lend, guys, is a protocol within the Just ecosystem that facilitates lending the borrowing of cryptocurrencies, and users can provide liquidity to lending pools and earn interest, or they can even borrow cryptocurrencies at low interest rate. And look, guys, I've definitely covered Just Lend several times in my Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast. And apart from that, guys, they also have Just Swap, which is an AMM, that is automated market maker platform that allows users to swap various DRC tokens and create liquidity pools, and users can trade tokens without the need of traditional order books, and liquidity providers can actually earn fees for supplying liquidity to the pool. And finally guys, they have an Oracle system called as JustLink, and JustLink serves as decentralized Oracle system for Tron network. And guys, oracles are crucial for smart contracts, isn't it? Because it helps to access real-world data, and JustLink securely supplies this data to the Just ecosystem. And they also have cross-chain tokens, guys, and the Just ecosystem supports assets and other blockchain, including major ones like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are tokenized on the Tron network as well. And these tokenized assets, guys, can be utilized within the Just ecosystem for various DeFi activities. Now, so far as the founders are concerned, the Just Foundation manages the Just ecosystem, and it includes individuals with experiences from companies such as Alibaba, Tencent, and IBM as well. And notable team members include blockchain experts, developers, and engineers, some of them who actually have very strong background in global investment banking as well. Now let me just run through the token distribution, because the total supply of JST token is 9.9 billion, with 2.26 billion in circulation going back to January of 2021, and tokens are distributed through various channels including seed sale, public sale, strategic partnership, team allocation, airdrops to existing TRX holders, and also ecosystem development. Now, so far as the security is concerned, guys, they use delegated proof of stake, and the Just network is supported by Tron blockchain, and token holders elect super representatives responsible for maintaining network security by generating blocks and processing transactions. So in a nutshell, guys, Just aims to create a comprehensive DeFi ecosystem in Tron blockchain, offering stable coins, lending, token swapping, oracles, and the integration of assets and other blockchain. And it does provide users with various financial tools in the decentralized and borderless environment. Definitely a very crucial project. Now guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now the price of Bitcoin, guys, has marginally gone down, and as of today it is at $36,922, and since the last 24 hours it is down by 1.33%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 0.89%. Ethereum, guys, is marginally above the $2,000 mark. It is at $2,012, but since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.75%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 0.48%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, as I mentioned earlier, is at $225. Since the last 24 hours, though, it is down by 2.64%, and since the last 7 days, it is doing absolutely horrendous, and it is down by 11.07%. Now look guys, despite the numbers looking bad, in today's episode we have two record-breaking information. Now first, let's kickstart with Bitcoin, and looks like the notion of HODL, that is hold on to dear life, is definitely very strongly in play, as 70.35% of the circulating supply is remaining inactive for well over a year. And CoinDesk, guys, has actually got and published the article, and what that article states is that Bitcoin holders seem to have no intentions of selling their holdings at the current price levels, and there is no indication of plans to do so in the near future. Now look guys, hodling is definitely great, but I have this very strong feeling once we get some information regarding Bitcoin spot ETF, I'm pretty much sure people who bought Bitcoin at a relatively low price, they would go ahead and start selling some of their Bitcoins, unless they have this assumption that the price of Bitcoin is going to reach maybe the $100,000 mark. Maybe they might continue to hodl it till it reaches the $100,000 mark, isn't it? Now, so far as Bitcoin spot ETF is concerned, guys, Tom Farley, the former NYSE president and CEO of Bullish, does actually foresee a surge in crypto investment upon US Security and Exchange Commission's approval of spot Bitcoin ETF, and he's citing the simplicity and the widespread belief in Bitcoin's value. Now mind you guys, Tom Farley is also emphasizing Bitcoin as a significant innovation, expressing confidence in its appeal to investors. Now look guys, you definitely need to understand what he is saying, because he's the CEO of a cryptocurrency exchange. He's definitely going to say out positive things as well, isn't it? Now listen guys, apart from record-breaking inactivity of Bitcoin, there is also another record in Bitcoin, and that is to do with Bitcoin mining. And look guys, every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining difficulty gets adjusted. So what Satoshi Nakamoto essentially did, if there are too many miners trying to mine or find a block, and if it is becoming easier, the difficulty mining gets adjusted every 2016 block. But at the same time guys, let's say if there are fewer number of people trying to go ahead and mine a Bitcoin block, and if it is difficult, every 2016 block, the Bitcoin mining gets relatively easier. Now, just 2 weeks ago, guys, we actually talked about Bitcoin mining difficulty reaching a new all-time high, but looks like now the Bitcoin mining difficulty has reached another all-time high, and Bitcoin mining has encountered a noteworthy development as the network undergoes a substantial adjustment. And this adjustment, guys, actually took place in block height number 818,496, leading to a remarkable 5.07 increase in blockchain difficulty. Now look, guys, this surge propels the difficulty to a record-breaking high of 69.96 terahashes per second. And guys, you can look at this difficulty via Blockchain Explorer at btc.com, and in the show notes below, guys, you can actually go ahead and check what the difficulty mining is. Now look, guys, a lot of the advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies definitely see Bitcoin mining difficulty increasing as a positive sign. Now in hindsight, it is a positive sign, but listen to this, guys. What would happen, let's say for some odd reason, if the price of Bitcoin were to drop? Could it be possible for Bitcoin miners to go ahead and do a 51% attack? Technically, it is extremely possible, and that is unfortunately one of the dangers. So let's say for some external factors, or let's say if Joe Biden goes ahead and tweets that Bitcoin is illegal and no transactions can actually take place using cryptocurrencies. Now granted, he wouldn't do that, but I'm giving a wild example. Or let's say if there's World War III and the price of Bitcoin were to fall, you need to remember, guys, that right now there are Bitcoin miners spread across the world who have massive mining pools, and they can actually compete with 69.96 terahashes per second. Now some of the miners, if they go ahead and decide to go ahead and close the operations because existing miners have so much of capacity, could it be possible for them to go ahead and do a 51% attack? Technically, it is possible, but it's definitely not as easy as it sounds. And listen, guys, you might want to be a fan of Bitcoin mining difficulty increasing, but I definitely don't like the idea. And I've said this several times, guys. Having security is great, but too much security becomes useless, isn't it? Imagine having a room with not just 2 locks, but rather having 12 or 15 locks at the door. It does not make any sense. I definitely do feel that there should be some cap where beyond which the mining difficulty or the hashing electricity consumed can be probably used for something else. So those are my honest thoughts on it. Now, apart from Bitcoin, guys, even Ethereum has reached a new record, and there is a record of 94,000 new accounts and $32 million in stake funds. And the latest data from on-chain source via CryptoCoin states that a significant rise in number of new account addresses for Ethereum has been reached. And Ethereum, guys, also marked a significant achievement on November 4th, and the total funds staked in Ethereum 2.0 smart contract saw a notable increase, reaching an impressive milestone of $32 million. Now look, guys, the details are in the show notes below. And one trend, guys, which I've been observing since the last 3 weeks is if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, it is almost 50% of that of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. And prior to that, earlier this year, Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume used to be almost 1/3 of Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume. And there is only one reason why this thing is happening, guys. It is because of news surrounding Ethereum spot ETF, and there were also rumors and speculations that BlackRock has accumulated a lot of Ethereum spot ETF, and because of that, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Ethereum crosses the $4,000 mark as well. So definitely critical information. And guys, there is also another development in the world of Bitcoin spot ETF, and as I mentioned, guys, in the beginning of the episode, Grayscale has amended the filing for spot Bitcoin ETF, and what happened is that on November 22nd, Grayscale submitted a revised filing to the US Securities and Exchange Commission for its upcoming spot Bitcoin ETF, and this filing, guys, categorized as an amendment, and it is a common type employed by companies that have fulfilled reporting requirements. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, on Twitter or X, try to follow James Seyfert, because he's one of the senior analysts for Bloomberg, and he's the only guy who actually constantly provides update. And I might have referred to him at least more than 10 times, and he does provide the official screenshot on what the amendment is. Now look, guys, based on the information, looks like Grayscale's amended filing will now have to go through an application, and I do believe US Securities and Exchange Commission will now have another 240 days from November 22nd. So you also need to factor into consideration. Now look, guys, I've always said this, So far as the decision of Bitcoin Spot ETF is concerned, I wouldn't be surprised if the US Security and Exchange Commission tries to delay it, and most likely we might get some news regarding Bitcoin Spot ETF by 2025. That is only if we have a Republican president. These are my honest thoughts about it, guys. Now, guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Brazil. And OKX, guys, is launching cryptocurrency exchange and even wallet services in Brazil. And as you know, guys, OKX is a leading cryptocurrency exchange and Web3 developer, and they have revealed plans to broaden their offerings for users in the Brazilian market. And the company announced the introduction of local cryptocurrency exchange and Web3 wallet platform, and they did that yesterday on November 27th, and the emphasis is on establishing a gateway to decentralized finance or DeFi and facilitating crypto trading with Brazilian real fiat on-ramp capabilities. And the general manager of OKX Brazil said that the Brazilian market has enormous potential to lead in crypto adoption and DeFi. Now, if you do want to read through the official link, guys, it is in the show notes below. So those were some macro level news, guys, from the cryptocurrency world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And to be honest, guys, both the news seem to be relatively positive. And the first news is that crypto hedge fund 9blocks has snagged Dubai's digital asset license, and this definitely seems to be a promising news. And 9blocks Capital Management is the first cryptocurrency hedge fund to receive a license from Dubai's VARA, that is Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, and the hedge fund has adopted a market-neutral strategy and has chosen Dubai as its global headquarters. And VARA's regulatory framework in Dubai has provided a clear and comprehensive rulebook for cryptocurrency businesses, addressing issuance, exchange services and advertising as well. And guys, listen, Dubai's crypto-friendly environment contrasts with the murkiness and uncertainty of US regulations in the cryptocurrency space, isn't it? And Dubai as a city has become a hub for crypto businesses, fostering a flourishing community. And 9blocks co-founder Henry Asalian highlights VARA's role in creating a supportive ecosystem for cryptocurrencies in Dubai. And guys, if you go through Henry Asalian's portfolio, he has definitely been working in the cryptocurrency space, and he used to work for PwC in the Middle East, and now looks like he started his own firm, and he also has a brilliant podcast as well, so definitely worth listening into. Now, so far as 9blocks is concerned, guys, the hedge fund's office location is Dubai, and it allows for close proximity to many of its counterparties, facilitating easy communication and information exchange. And Dubai's cryptocurrency ecosystem, guys, is concentrated within a 1 square kilometer area, promoting network and collaboration among industry participants. And 9blocks, guys, they specialize in a market-neutral trading strategy, and the hedge fund profits from arbitrage opportunities and exploit market inefficiencies within the cryptocurrency space. And VARA's licensing of 9blocks reflects Dubai's commitment to embracing and regulating the growing cryptocurrency industry as well, right? And Dubai's regulatory approach extends beyond licensing to cover various aspects of crypto business operations. And 9blocks' decision, guys, to establish its global headquarters in Dubai signals confidence in the city's regulatory environment and business ecosystem. And the hedge fund's market-neutral strategy involves balancing long and short positions to capitalize on price differentials. And Dubai's crypto regulations cover not only trading but also advertising, emphasizing a holistic approach to oversight. And the community of crypto businesses in Dubai definitely benefits from close physical proximity, fostering collaboration and information sharing. And VARA's role, guys, in creating a conducive environment has attracted a diverse range of crypto-related businesses to Dubai. And 9blocks licensing by VARA definitely positions it as a pioneer in regulated crypto hedge fund space in the Middle East. So definitely a positive news. Now, guys, let's discuss second news, and this is to do with gaming sector. And Farcana, which is UAE's leading gaming studio, has received strategic investment from Amnico Brands. And Farcana, guys, is a gaming startup based in United Arab Emirates, and the website is farcana.com. That is F for Frank, A for Alpha, R for Roger, C for Charlie, A for Alpha, N for November, A for Alpha.com. And guys, Farcana received strategic investment from Amnico Brands to support its beta launch and development within the Bitcoin ecosystem. And Amnico Brands, guys, as you know, is a Hong Kong-based Web3 industry leader, and they have collaborated with Farcana on tokenomics and go-to-market strategy to maintain active involvement in the MENA region. And Farcana, guys, is built with Unreal Engine 5, and essentially, guys, Farcana is a team arena third-person shooter offering competitive tournaments with permanent Bitcoin prize pools. and Farcana aims to be one of the first AAA Web3 games introducing free mint Bitcoin ordinals and attracting over 40,000 users. Now, so far as the capital is concerned, guys, majority of the investment will enhance Farcana's integration within the Bitcoin ecosystem, gearing up for a token launch and full game release in the next coming years. And Amnico brand sees the investment as part of his vision to drive Web3 development in the MENA region, and supporting Farcana, guys, is definitely a positive move from them. And Amnico brands, guys, is known for advancing digital property rights, maintaining a strong presence in the MENA, following a strategic partnership with Saudi Arabia's NEOM. And I definitely covered this thing, I believe roughly around 2 to 3 weeks ago in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. And yet see you guys, the co-founder and executive chairman of Amnico brand, has praised Farcana's progress and highlighted the impressive development and traction as well. And Iman Shahzav, the founder and CEO of Farcana, has also expressed excitement about the strategic investment, emphasizing the productive collaboration with Amnico brands. And Farcana, guys, is focused on building during the bear market, and the investment marks a significant milestone as they prepare the game to the market. And listen, guys, Dubai's Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, also launched Dubai Program for Gaming 2023, which is actually aligning with Farcana's work, and involvement of Web3 partners like Amnico brands definitely helps the entire ecosystem, isn't it? And Farcana, as I mentioned earlier, guys, is a free-to-play team-based tactical shooter with a focus on 4v4 gameplay, unique character abilities, and a Bitcoin prize system as well. And Farcana, guys, also conducted playtests attracting over 30,000 users who created on-chain accounts, and the open playtest ran from November to December of 2023. And Farcana's second open playtest involves further user engagement and feedback collection, shaping the game's development. And Amnico brands, guys, as we know, is a Deloitte Tech Fast winner and Fortune Crypto 40 company, and they have a very broad portfolio, including original games and products utilizing popular intellectual properties. And Amnico brands is one of the most active investors in Web3 space, with a portfolio of over 400 Web3 investments, including notable projects like Axie Infinity and even OpenSea as well. And Amnico brands, guys, has multiple subsidiaries contributing to diverse portfolio and active involvement in various aspects of Web3 ecosystem. And look, guys, Amnico brands is definitely leveraging blockchain to provide digital property rights globally, contributing to the establishment of the open metaverse. So definitely a very positive news. So those were the news, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, there's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. I have a question by Shane who asks, is Bitcoin turning into a store of value, maybe better than gold? At this point of Shane, yes, I do think that Bitcoin is turning into a store of value and looks like it is definitely better than gold as well. But one of the biggest drawbacks which I personally think regarding Bitcoin is a lot of the accumulation of Bitcoin is among early adopters, multimillionaires, billionaires, celebrities, and influencers. And if you look at it from that perspective, I definitely am not happy about it. And a few weeks ago, Shane, I did actually mention a reply from James Butterfield on LinkedIn profile, where he did actually reply to a comment. And in that comment, they were talking about how cash has been treated since the last few decades, and what he did is on that screenshot, he went ahead and showed how Bitcoin has appreciated in value since the past decade or so. So to answer your question, yes, it is needless to say that since the last decade or more, Bitcoin has definitely turned into a store of value, definitely much better than gold as well. And a lot of the early adopters have definitely switched their stance from gold. Some have actually said that Bitcoin has already overtaken the value of gold. But listen, one of my biggest drawbacks is right now the price of Bitcoin is hovering, let's say, around $40,000, What happens to people in developing countries? Are they in a position to go out and buy a lot of Bitcoin? Now, one argument a lot of Bitcoin maximalists, early adopters, celebrities, and influencers can say is that Bitcoin is broken down into small units. You can still go out and acquire some units. Now, listen, as much as I hate saying this, the only reason why they are saying that is because they want people to go out and acquire some part of Bitcoin. In doing that, the demand for Bitcoin will increase, and once the price of Bitcoin increases, their own existing network in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will increase, isn't it? Now, that thing being said, look, one of the biggest reasons why Bitcoin was created, chain by Satoshi Nakamoto, was separation of money and the state. Now, that thing might take at least a couple of decades, maybe half a century or a century for a full separation of money and the state because of Bitcoin. But what I feel is that the role of the state is now being replaced by billionaires, celebrities, influencers, even social media giants. And these are the entities that have currently acquired a lot of Bitcoin. Now look, if BlackRock wants, they can technically go out and buy all of the Bitcoin in the world. That, to be honest, is definitely not ideal. But to answer your question, Shane, yes, Bitcoin has definitely turned into a store of value. As a matter of fact, in today's episode, we discussed that over 70% of people are not utilizing the Bitcoin either for purchases, buying, or selling. Now, in hindsight, that is definitely positive news. But one of the biggest worries is what happens to poorer nations. Unfortunately, with the help of Bitcoin's invention, only the rich countries have gotten richer. The millionaires have turned out to be billionaires, and existing billionaires have turned out to be multi-billionaires. These are my honest thoughts. Definitely a brilliant question though. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website area2071.com that talks everything about metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.